Most people lose their mornings because they think they have time. They think they can ease into their day, sip their coffee, check their notifications, and somehow still be great. But greatness doesn't work like that. You don't get to be soft in the morning and expect to be a beast at night. You set the standard early or you don't set it at all. And let's be real. You already know what happens when you don't win the morning. You've been there. You've had those days where you wake up late, rush through everything, feel behind, and let excuses pile up. And then what? You start stacking L's instead of W's. You start pushing things off. You say, I'll do it later, and later never comes. That's a losing formula. But when you own the morning, you own your life. You take control before the world takes control of you. You decide how the day goes. You dictate the pace. You create the momentum that carries you through every challenge. And here's the kicker. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to shake you awake and say, hey, it's time to be great. That's on you. That's your responsibility. Every damn day. Because if you can't master your mornings, you'll never master your life. Discipline over motivation. Let me tell you something. Motivation is a joke. It's weak. It's soft. It's there when things are easy, but the second life gets tough, motivation disappears like a coward. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You get all fired up, watch some inspirational video, feel like you can take on the world, and then what? 2 days later, you're right back to making excuses. Motivation is unreliable. It's like that flaky friend who hypes you up but disappears the second you actually need them. That's why the people who rely on motivation always fail. They're hot one day, cold the next. They're up when they feel good, but the moment they don't, they crumble. But discipline, that's different. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't negotiate. Discipline is the savage inside you that gets up when motivation says, let's sleep in. Discipline is the voice that says, I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if it hurts. We're doing this anyway. And that's what separates winners from everyone else. Everyone wants to be great when it's convenient. Everyone wants to grind when they feel good. But what about when you're exhausted? What about when your body is screaming at you to quit? What about when the world throws every damn obstacle in your way? That's when discipline steps in. Because discipline isn't about feeling like it. It's about doing it no matter what. Rain, snow, pain, exhaustion. It doesn't matter. Discipline doesn't flinch. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't give a damn about comfort. You see, the reason most people stay stuck in the same cycle is because they only work when they feel like it. They start something, get excited, then quit the second things get hard. And then they wonder why nothing changes. They wonder why they're still average. You want results, you want success. Stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Stop waiting for a perfect time and start executing. Because life doesn't care about how you feel. Life doesn't hand out trophies for effort. It rewards the ones who show up and put in the work day after day, whether they feel like it or not. And that's the difference. That's what makes or breaks you. Anyone can work when they're motivated. That's easy. But discipline, that's where the real beasts are made. Embrace the suck. Most people run from pain. They run from struggle. They run from anything that makes them uncomfortable. And that's exactly why they stay weak. That's why they stay average. Because the second things get tough, they fold. They look for the easy way out. But let me tell you something. There is no easy way. There is no shortcut. The only way to grow, to evolve, to become the hardest version of yourself is to embrace the damn suck. You think the greats got where they are by feeling good all the time? You think warriors are built in comfort? Hell no. They're built in suffering. They're built in the dark, in the cold, in the trenches where nobody's watching. They push through when their mind is screaming at them to stop. Most people don't have the stomach for it. The moment things start getting hard, they complain, they whine, they say, why me? Instead of asking, how can I get stronger from this? That's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. One person uses pain as an excuse. The other person uses pain as fuel. Pain is the ultimate test. It's asking you one simple question. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to keep going when your body is broken? Do you want it bad enough to keep grinding when you're exhausted? Or are you just another one of those people who quit the second things get uncomfortable? See, life is going to punch you in the face. It's going to drag you through hell. And if you're not ready for it, if you haven't trained yourself to thrive in that suffering, you will break. You will be just another person talking about what they could have been if only things were easier. But the ones who make it, they don't hope for easier. They get harder. They embrace the pain. They own the suck. Because here's the truth. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Comfort is where dreams go to die. You don't become great by doing what's easy. You don't become strong by avoiding pain. You become strong by walking straight into it and taking everything it throws at you. Most people think suffering is a bad thing. That's why they stay soft. But suffering is a gift. It's an opportunity. Every moment of pain is a chance to get better, to get tougher, to develop the kind of mindset that nothing can break, but you have to make that choice every day. Are you going to be the person who avoids the suck, or are you going to be the savage who owns it? Stack small wins early. Most people wake up already losing. They roll over, hit snooze, scroll through their phone for an hour, and then drag themselves into the day like a damn zombie. No urgency, no fire, just reacting to whatever life throws at them. And then they wonder why they never get ahead. Let me tell you something. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything. You don't just wake up and suddenly become disciplined. You don't suddenly become great. You build it brick by brick, win by win, and it starts immediately. The first thing you do in the morning, that's your first battle. And if you lose that battle, if you let weakness take over, you're already playing from behind. But if you stack a win, just one win right out of the gate, you shift momentum in your favor. And momentum is everything. You see, success isn't some magical thing that happens overnight. It's built through consistent execution, small, disciplined actions. Making your bed, that's a win. Getting up without hitting snooze, that's a win. Drinking water instead of shoving junk in your mouth first thing in the morning, another win. And those wins add up. Most people ignore the small things. They say, oh, that doesn't matter. But that's the exact mindset that keeps them average. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you cut corners in the little things, you'll cut corners in the big things. And if you can't even control how you start your damn morning, how the hell are you going to control your life? You ever notice how the days where you start strong, you stay strong? That's not a coincidence. That's momentum. You stack a win early, your brain shifts into execution mode. Suddenly, you're moving faster, making better decisions, handling business instead of making excuses. But the flip side is just as real. Start your day lazy, and that laziness follows you. You say, I'll do it later, but later never comes. You start stacking L's instead of W's, and before you know it, the day's over, and you've done nothing but waste time. Winners don't let that happen. Winners don't give themselves a choice. They wake up and attack. They start stacking wins immediately, and by the time the rest of the world is waking up, they're already miles ahead. And that's the secret. Small wins, repeated every damn day. No magic, no shortcuts, just relentless execution. Because when you stack small wins early, the rest of the day doesn't stand a chance against you. Silence the inner weakness. That voice in your head, the one telling you to take it easy, to sleep in, to skip the workout, to put things off until tomorrow. That voice is the enemy. And if you don't learn how to shut it the hell up, it will own you for the rest of your life. See, everybody has that weak voice. The problem is most people listen to it. They give it power. They start negotiating with it. Maybe I'll take a rest day. Maybe I'll start next week. Maybe I deserve a break. And before they even realize it, they're trapped in their own weakness. That's why most people never get anywhere. They let that soft, pathetic voice run the show. They let it convince them that quitting is okay, that mediocrity is acceptable, that they're working hard enough. But let me tell you something, you are not working hard enough, not even close.
That voice in your head, it's lying to you. It's feeding you excuses. It wants you to stay comfortable because comfort is safe, comfort is easy, but comfort is also the graveyard of growth. You don't get stronger by giving in. You don't get better by letting weakness win. You get better by killing that voice, by suffocating it with action. When that voice says stay in bed, you get up faster. When it says skip the workout, you train twice as hard. When it says you've done enough, you push further. You have to make it your mission to break that weakness down until it has nothing left to say. And here's the thing, you'll never fully get rid of that voice. It'll always be there lurking, waiting for a moment of weakness to creep back in. But the difference between winners and everybody else, winners don't listen. They hear it, they recognize it, and then they silence it with discipline. Most people try to feel motivated before they act, but that's backward. You act first, you move first, you execute before your brain has a chance to talk you out of it. And the more you do that, the weaker that voice gets until eventually it realizes something. You're in control, not it. No excuses, only execution. Excuses are poison. They're the crutch of the weak, the escape route for people who don't have the guts to face reality. And guess what? The world doesn't give a damn about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're sore, if life's been hard. The only thing that matters is, did you do the work or not? Too many people walk around acting like victims, like life owes them something. Newsflash, nobody's coming to save you. No one's going to do the work for you. No one's going to wake you up, hold your hand, and make sure you follow through. That's on you every damn day. You say you want success, you say you want to be better, then stop running your mouth and start putting in the work because talk is cheap. Saying you want it means nothing if your actions don't back it up. I don't have time. Bullshit. You have time for Netflix, for scrolling your phone, for going out on the weekends, but you don't have time to put in the work. That's a lie. I'm too tired. So what? You think champions don't get tired? You think warriors don't feel pain? The difference is they show up anyway. They execute anyway because they know success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do. I'll start tomorrow. No, you won't, because tomorrow turns into next week and next week turns into never. You either do it now or you don't do it at all. Winners don't wait for the perfect time. They don't wait for motivation to show up. They don't wait for life to make things easier. They just execute. Every single day, you have a choice. Make an excuse or make progress. There is no in between. And the ones who win, they don't allow themselves to be controlled by weakness. They don't waste time justifying failure. They don't let circumstances dictate their future. They take action, period. And here's the truth. Nobody cares about why you couldn't do it. Nobody's going to applaud you for almost trying. The world rewards results. You either show up and handle business or you don't. So ask yourself, are you going to keep making excuses or are you going to execute? The standard is set in the morning. The second your alarm goes off, you have a choice: be a savage or be soft. There is no in between. The way you start your morning isn't just about how your day will go, it's about how your life will go. Because the truth is, your habits define you. And if your morning is weak, don't be surprised when everything else in your life follows. Most people wake up and let the day dictate their actions. They move slow, they make excuses, they waste time scrolling, snoozing, and procrastinating before they even step out of bed. And then they wonder why their life feels out of control. They wonder why they're stuck in the same cycle of mediocrity. Look at your morning. That's your answer. You don't just wake up motivated, you build that shit. And it starts immediately. The first thing you do in the morning sets the standard for how you handle the rest of the day. If you let yourself slip early, if you hit snooze, if you put things off, if you move without urgency, you're already losing. You're already programming yourself to accept less than your best. But if you wake up with intention, if you start the day on your terms, you create momentum, and momentum is everything. You ever notice how when you start strong, you stay strong? That's not an accident. That's discipline at work. That's you establishing a standard of execution, not excuses. People think the little things don't matter, but that's exactly why they stay average. They think skipping the morning workout isn't a big deal. They think sleeping in just once won't hurt. But those little decisions, they add up. Every time you choose the easy route, you're training yourself to accept weakness. And weakness spreads like a disease. Your morning is where you set the bar. It's where you decide what kind of person you're going to be today. Are you going to show up and dominate? Or are you going to coast through the day waiting for life to push you around? Because here's the truth: how you do anything is how you do everything. If you half ass your morning, you'll half ass your workouts, your job, your relationships, your goals. But if you attack the morning like your life depends on it, if you hold yourself to a higher standard before the world even wakes up, you carry that energy into everything you do.